Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Deadline report about Disney cooking their books. Amazing. I'm really surprised. Normally you'd hear something like this and go, it's just complete nonsense. You know, of course it is. Why would they do that? Blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. And it was the same when we heard about Captain Marvel. Apparently the over-reporting. But Deadline are reporting on this now with a relatively, unbiased approach. Either way. They're not saying that it's nonsense. They're not saying that it's completely legitimate. Which is really surprising for Deadline and for something of this subject matter. Now, it says ex-Disney accountant files SEC claims alleging books were cooked. So maybe they were right. Maybe Captain Marvel didn't earn over $1 billion. Who knows? I'm not saying that it is the case, but maybe. So there is also now a company statement as well, but it says a former financial analyst at Disney has alleged in SEC whistleblower filings that the media giant routinely overstated its revenue, according to a report in business website MarketWatch. Sandra Cuba, who worked for 18 years in Disney's revenue operations unit before being fired in 2017. So that's important because she might just be bitter. But then, when we're looking at whether someone's bitter or not, But when we're looking at whether someone's bitter or not, we need to take a look at the company's response. Because the company's response is really bitter. Really, really defensive. Now, she said in the filings reviewed by MarketWatch that company revenue was over-reported by as much as $6 billion in a single year. So, yeah. Could this be legitimate with respect to Captain Marvel and all these other movies that nearly enough everyone seemed to hate, and there was reports of empty seats, and it just looked like, how could it possibly earn that much money? Yeah, there's starting to build some legitimacy for that. The exaggerated figures, she claimed, were arrived at through several means, including recording made-up revenue for free rounds of golf or guest promotions, or recording the full face value of $500 gift cards, even if guests paid a significantly discounted rate. Wow. Really surprising. So, made up revenue for free rounds of golf. So basically, if someone at Disney World was getting free golf, they would still put it through as full price to say, yeah, we made that money. Clearly didn't. $500 gift cards, again, even if someone paid less, if there was a discounted rate, no, we'll put it through as the total amount because that's the value. That's not the actual revenue that you took, though, is it? Now, I'm not saying this is the case. I'm just reading the report. Exploiting weaknesses in the company's accounting software enabled the inaccuracies to remain undetected, she contended. Disney reviewed Cuba's claims and determined they were without merit. Naturally, MarketWatch reported a Disney spokesperson criticised not only Cuba, but also MarketWatch in a statement provided to Deadline. Now this is where it gets, spicy. Spicy. This former employee, who was fired for cause, has persistently made patently false claims for over 2 years. The claims she made to the company were thoroughly investigated and found to be utterly baseless. It is unfortunate that MarketWatch, which has been aware of the facts for months, knowingly and deliberately chose to give Miss Cuba's unfounded claims a platform. I would say that that's very defensive, wouldn't you? I would say that's really defensive. And also, so if she's been making these claims for over 2 years, why haven't we heard about it until now? Why haven't we heard about it till now? And why would the SEC give her a platform, more MarketWatch? Why would they be so happy? And, they don't flippantly do things like that because they can be legal proceedings. Disney's renowned for taking people to court. And being, almost like a petulant child with it. over really nonsensical things. I just don't remember when like someone reviewed something poorly or something like that, and they literally just said, yeah, you're not going to review anything anymore. We're not going to let you come here or do that. They are like a petulant child. So filing claims with the SEC, which received thousands of them a year through its whistleblower program, does not necessarily mean that the agency will open a formal investigation into the matter. I doubt they will. It's Disney. A spokesman for the regulatory body did not respond to Deadline's request for comment. According to MarketWatch, Cuba first surfaced the irregularities internally in 2013, but her indications of concern did not elicit a response. Why would they? Because if they're happy with it, they're not going to do anything. In a series of exchanges in the ensuing years, she made additional disclosures and in late 2017 filed a complaint with the Department of Labor, alleging retaliation by the company. So she's saying that she was fired because she was bringing up the issues with the irregularities. Now Disney, in respect to all of these, went and told the labor officials that Cuba was fired because apparently she displayed a pattern of workplace complaints against co-workers without a reasonable basis for doing so, and in a manner that was inappropriate, disruptive, and in bad faith. So they're both actually singing from the same tune here. You've got Miss Cuba saying, I was fired because I was bringing things to light. But Disney's saying, no, she was fired because she was bringing things to light in a inappropriate manner. So there does seem to be some basis for this, actually. The media company told MarketWatch that Cuba had withdrawn her retaliation claim in 2018. Probably she might have been paid off, you never know. Since leaving the company, Cuba has filed 2 additional whistleblower claims laying out allegations of misstated revenue, the report said. Wow. Disney, cooking your books. This is very, very interesting. I don't know quite what to make of this. I don't know whether there's any basis for any of this. I definitely think some things marry up. Like Deadline, for instance, would not report on this if they thought there was no founding. Deadline are not those sorts of people. They are pretty good, and they have their own sources, and they tend to only report on things which they really do have some kind of, you know, legitimate founding with it. So yeah, I think that there's something to be said for this. I genuinely think there's something to be said. And I'll tell you what, I also find this incredibly comedic timing when on the last quarterly earnings call, Disney stated that Fox had, you know, kind of over-reported their earnings or things like this, and that they were expecting more money. So I do find it hilarious timing, which I think is also just one of those funny things that you do need to note whilst we take a look at this. It does seem like Disney is kind of falling apart a little bit, but I doubt that they ever will. And with respect to all of the overstating of budgets for, well, the overstating for revenues on Captain Marvel and things like that, you know, there was numerous photographs of empty movie theaters, comments made by managers and things like that. You know, if they were, because they own Fandango, or, you know, parts of them, there's some connection with Fandango. If they were to get the tickets through Fandango, they could then claim that that was revenue, and then no one turn up. See what I mean? Like, there's definitely ways that they could have done it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. It doesn't look good for Disney, though. This kind of stuff's terrible PR. Especially when they're facing all the stuff with respect to the Mulan controversy and calls for boycotting that. I don't know what to make of it. But I hand it on over to you. What do you think? Because again, remember, you've got to remember, Deadline, typically speaking, loves a bit of the Disney. They love a bit of Disney. They don't tend to just throw claims out there willy-nilly. So I think that there's something behind this. But I hand it on over to you. What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. If you are new here, make sure you hit subscribe. You can stay up to date on the world of pop culture and movie news by hitting the bell notification icon. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and a share. You can also check out my Patreon in the description box, and also my Twitter and Instagram at Mr. H Reviews. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been Mr. H. Take care.